Dharma Joba. Brian with Georgia Real Estate. I'm an expert, so trust me. I don't know if you heard that before. Not about me, but many people claim they're an expert. They know this to be the fact, and you should follow them. You should give them money, do what they say. Am I an expert? I don't know. What's your definition of expert? I listened to a guy on the internet. He said he's been to 150 countries. So what does that make him an expert in? He's traveled more than me. But I think when it comes to finding a place to live, it should be how many places have you actually lived in? And what I mean by living in is at least, I think, spend at least 1 year. I think also work, have a job, uh, have a house, apartment, pay bills. You have to actually live the life, not just go to a nice hotel or do some backpacking for a couple of weeks and think you know the country, think you know the people, think you can speak about what's happening in this country and make a decision if it's a good place for someone to live. Also, what's a good place for me to live might not be a good place for you to live. So what I try to do in this channel is I decided for me, Georgia's the best place for me. So that's why I buy property there. I live there. I'm not looking for another place to live. I might look, well, not might, I am looking at other places for, I don't put all my eggs in one basket. A country that's good today might not be a good country tomorrow. We see what happens in the US, Australia, these other types of countries. Big problems. I guess that could happen anywhere. But right now, as I see it, Georgia's a place, but I'm looking at other countries. You never know. Also for investment opportunities. Sometimes banks in other countries give better interest, so you want to not necessarily put all your eggs in one basket. Maybe most, but also have your fingers in other places so you can be safe. Like for investments, you don't want to put all your money in the stock market. You might put some money in gold, some real estate, things like that. That's why I think Georgia's a good place, because the real estate is getting more expensive now, but it's still, like, I deal with people who have 5 and 6 figure incomes. I can, someone has 7, 8 figure income, they want to buy a house, I can sell them a house, of course, but since I'm a 5, 6 figure guy myself, I know what a 5, 6 figure income person wants or can afford, actually. What you want, what you can afford might be two different things, but you can afford much more in Georgia than, say, the U.S., especially when it comes to property, especially now with the high prices of real estate in the U.S. and many other Western countries. But so, like I said, I haven't been to 150. I haven't even been to 150 countries. I think I'm lucky if I've been to 2 dozen countries. I've lived in about I think at least about half dozen countries, which, like I said, means over a year, having a job, having a bank account, paying bills, having a house or apartment. So I think even in those countries that I did live in, like in the U.S., I lived a lot of years in the U.S. I'm from the U.S. I haven't been there in over 15, 16 years now. I don't know how it is actually now from the news. It's quite bad, but I'm pretty sure it's not the way it was when I lived there, so I really couldn't give that advice on if you should move to the U.S. Well, I would say you don't go to the U.S. now, but I'm not an expert on the U.S. anymore, even though I'm from the U.S. More recent countries like in Southeast Asia, I know, but even in Indonesia, I lived in Indonesia many years. But that was already, probably over 10 years ago now, or about 10 years. I'm not good with numbers, but things change there also. But even so, I would say Indonesia is not the place. I didn't think about it too much when I retired. I just wanted to go where I wanted to go. I was younger, so it was a little, it was easier, but easier for me to deal with a new language, a new culture, new money. You're dealing with the money, trying to work, trying to make living, do all those things. It was always a struggle in Indonesia. I'm pretty sure it always is. I do have some friends there. I talked to yesterday. So I know it's still a difficult place. I wouldn't suggest that to even in Bali, which I lived in Bali also. Um, it's not. I don't think it's a good place if you really want to retire, or relax, or even open a business. It's just it's a struggle. Malaysia, I lived in many years, worked in Malaysia. Actually, I still have a bank account in Malaysia. I still talk to people. Even yesterday, I talked to someone in Malaysia. A few of my friends actually left Malaysia. They were there many years ago, or they came there many years ago, and they were part of the MM2H program, and that has changed. So basically, they're all leaving. These are expats, and most of them are going to Turkey. Actually, Turkey's a country to look at, especially if you want property. The money value of the money is not so good there. Might be a little difficult right now, but Turkey's right next to Georgia, so it's always something for me I can look at. It's not too difficult to I can drive across the border anytime I want and look into things in Turkey. But right now I wouldn't do it. But so, like I said, Malaysia, I got quite a bit of experience. I worked in many areas in around the KL area, many different types of neighborhoods. I dealt with many different types of people. Like I said, I still have a bank there. I did banking there. I paid bills there. I opened my own business there. So I did many things in Malaysia. So I guess you'd call me an expert in Malaysia. Even the guy I follow on the internet, he has a house in Malaysia, or more of an apartment. And he left to go to other places because he kind of is on the trifecta I talked about before. He has some houses around the world, so he'll travel, live in different areas, different parts of the year. But you can't go to Malaysia now, even if you wanted to. Even he can't go. He's got, I believe he still has his residence there. I'm not sure, but can't get in. Once you leave, you're done. You can't come back until this. I guess they clear up this Wuhan thing. But so I would suggest if you don't have big money, if you don't have a big company to take there, you don't have a big company to start there, you're not going to do very good in Malaysia. It's not as nice as everyone says that the three different cultures get along so beautifully. They don't. The politics are corrupt, which is most everywhere. So I'm not just saying it's only Malaysia, but they changed the retirement Malaysia My Second Home program. It's more expensive now. A lot of people aren't going there now. A lot of people, like I said, are leaving. I know 3 expats for sure that have already left. So it's not the place anymore. Maybe it was once, up and coming, but now I think they got to a point where they've had enough. Now they don't really want the foreigners, but they want the money. So it's a problem. So, like I said, I lived in a few different countries. I actually lived in a few different countries. I haven't traveled as much as many people on the internet, but I'm not making a travel channel. I'm just trying to tell you or give you the information that Georgia might be the place. I might be considered maybe consider me an expert in Georgia. I'm not born in Georgia, but I have people that work with me that are born there. I'm not an expert in Batumi, which is probably the second most populous place. Most people go, most tourists go, most people buy a property in Batumi. I'm not an expert in Batumi, but I have an expert in Batumi who's from Batumi that works with me. So I guess that kind of makes me an expert because if I can go to Batumi anytime, I can look for myself and see. Most people I deal with are Westerners, so I'm a Westerner. I kind of know what Westerners want. People from Georgia, they probably do also. There's a lot of people from Georgia have traveled to the West also, but I've lived as a Westerner, so I'm more of an expert as being a Westerner. But I don't have to be an expert on Batumi because I have an expert from Batumi. So I guess I'm an expert then for Batumi. Tbilisi, the capital. Most people go to Tbilisi. Most people fly into Tbilisi. Most people maybe want to buy a property in Tbilisi. I'm not from Tbilisi. Am I an expert on Tbilisi? Maybe because I have someone who works for me that is actually a real estate agent that lives in Tbilisi. So I don't have to be the expert. I know about Tbilisi. I've seen places. I can go to Tbilisi anytime. I can look at properties anytime. But if I have questions, I have someone I trust that I can ask. And so I guess maybe I am a expert in Tbilisi. A lot of my properties are outside of those two cities in different parts of the country. I don't know how many other agents or expats or people working there have properties outside of those two places. Maybe a few, I don't know. So does that make me an expert? Maybe. I've bought property in the middle of nowhere. I've bought property in small towns. So I bought property, just property with nothing on it. And so I'm maybe considered experts. Is there someone that probably knows more than me? Probably. There always usually someone is, but doesn't mean I stop learning, stop trying to be better. I think the difference between me and some of these so-called experts are that I have people I can ask. My business, do I want to make money? Yes. Do I need to make money? I don't. Not trying to be arrogant or that I'm rich or anything, but I don't have this business. I don't need to depend on this business to make money to live. If I don't do this business, I have money to live. So, and I have other ways of making that I make money, but this is not a business that I have to try to push on people, try to lie to people, try to sell something. I give you information. You like me, you trust me, you want to deal with me. I'll be happy to work with you. If you don't, that's fine with me. I also want to keep my tax bracket lower in Georgia, so if I make a lot of money, I got to pay more taxes, which you don't need a lot of money to live in Georgia. So I'm not looking to try to take your money. I try to help you. Hopefully we can work together. I make you happy, you make me some money. We're all happy, but if not, that's fine. I kind of do the channel to give information. You come to Georgia, you buy a house from someone else, that's okay with me. You're in Georgia, maybe you need some help because maybe your agent doesn't help you after they sell you the property. I'll be happy to help you. So that's the difference. Maybe I'm an expert, maybe I'm not an expert, but I'm honest. I just give you the information. Use it how you want. If I can help you in the future, I'll be happy to do it. But that's about it for this video. I think you can trust me. You have to decide for yourself. Am I an expert? You can decide for yourself, but I sure can help you. I have people that can help me to help you. So maybe I'm an expert. Maybe I just know a lot. Maybe I just, I don't know. You figure it out, but I think I'm an expert. Anyway, thanks for watching. I appreciate it.